Do you feel like your guitar strumming sounds flat, maybe even a little bit boring? There are a few things we can do about that fairly quickly. I have 5 strumming techniques to show you that will instantly elevate your guitar rhythm playing. Number 1, volume. No song is the same volume the whole way through. Songs are a story, we need to keep them engaging. We can practice this by taking a chord sequence, for example, G, C, D, E minor. I'll allocate each chord a strumming pattern. Down, 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 up. So each time you play a chord, play that rhythm. I'm going to play this chord sequence through at a medium volume first. 3, 4. The next 2 times I play this chord sequence through, I'm going to go for the extremes. So I'm going to play it very, very quietly and then very, very loudly. So play quiet, it's about how much pressure you're putting into the strum, how much energy you put into the strum. So we're looking for really light touches on the strings. And the opposite, loudly. So we want to put as much energy into that as possible without hashing the guitar so it buzzes and sounds awful. So the first time quiet, 3, 4. And loud. The next thing to do would be to bridge that gap and practice going from really quiet and gradually getting louder. 3, 4. Once you've got a feel for this, the simplest way to put this into an actual situation would be when you're playing a song through, think that the verses are often significantly quieter, and then when it gets to the pre-chorus it maybe builds a little bit in volume, and then when it gets to the chorus we are up significantly in volume. So you can test run that when you're playing songs through that you already know. Number 2, accents. Accents are relatively easy once you have the strumming pattern mastered. With accents, we play certain beats more pronounced than others, with a little bit more energy in the strum. This gives us a real sense of movement and groove. We can apply accents to different beats, but 2 common places are beat 1 and beats 2 and 4. If I take a C chord and play the strumming pattern down, down, up, down, down, up, I'll repeat that a few times round so you can get a sense of what that feels like with no accents. 3, 4. If I add in a beat 1 accent, 3, 4. It gives the rhythm a real sense of drive. If I add in beats 2 and 4 accented instead, 3, 4. It gives us a really nice bounce feel. Put them side by side, no accents. Beat 1 accent. Beats 2 and 4. Number 3, raking. We rake by dragging the pick or thumb or fingers across the strings so we can hear the notes staggered. This creates a different texture within the rhythm and it adds an accent in a different kind of way. If I take this rhythm down, 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 up, I'll add in a quick rake on beat 1. I'm going to use a G chord. We've got 6 strings so you can really hear the sound of it. 3, 4. We can use a rake to slow everything down, so when we get to the last chord of a song, that brings us to a nice wind down. We can also create space by adding single strum rakes in any section of a song. So the verse, pre-chorus, chorus, or bridge. And what this does is it brings everything down, gives us some space, and then we can pull it back up with the full rhythm for whatever section comes next. To give you an example so you can hear these side by side, I use the chords G, D, E minor, C, that old chestnut, and the strumming pattern down, down, up, down, down, up. The first time will be just normal strumming, the second time will be raked, and the third time will be bringing the volume up. 3, 4. Such a contrast, and these are just a few ways we can use rakes. Number 4, bass and treble, splits the strings into low and higher sounding strings. It gives us more depth and an added sense of movement. It's much more interesting in the right situation than playing all of the strings for all of the chords all of the time. Playing this on an open E chords, instead of playing all down strums on all 6 strings, I can split the down strums and play the root note, which is the E string in this situation, and then the chord tones. And it feels more like there's a bass line in there. The rhythm we'll use is down, down, up, down, down. I'll show you an example with all 6 strings. If we apply that to the root and chord tones, playing that a little bit quicker 4 times in a row. 3, 4. You can apply this to any chord and any rhythm. So maybe experiment using the E chord, using the G chord, using the A chord, using a D chord, and put that into a chord sequence to get the feel for it. Number 5, muting. There are various ways we can mute on a guitar. Today we're focusing on the strumming hand or picking hand. Now a mute essentially means to stop or restrict the ringing out of the strings. It's a way to control the ringing length or the sustain length of a chord, multiple strings, or a single string. I can play a chord, let's take G, strum it, let it ring out, and then by touching my palm, here on the strumming hand to the strings, they go quiet. So I'm using this part of my hand here. I am strumming the G and then touching that part of the palm on all 6 strings. I can do shorter or longer ones to create different rhythmic effects and different dramatic effects. If we take the G chord and just do single down strums, let them ring, touch. If I add in a rhythmic pattern, down, mute, down, up, mute, down, mute, down, up, mute. It gives us a bit more of a broken, percussive, rhythmic sound. Another variation of this is a palm mute, where I take this part of my palm, rest it on the strings where I'm going to be strumming, so that they're restricted. So if I take an E chord and I put my palm right back here, almost on the bridge, it gives us a driving, rhythmic sound. So you'll get this in a lot of alternative music, but it's also great for creating dramatic effect in any genre of music. Just gives a bit of edge. So we play here by the bridge, and then if I slide along, listen to the sound as it changes. Massive difference. So if you want the note to ring through on an acoustic guitar, you need to be right next to the bridge, because once we get to here, really we start to lose it. A little rhythmic pattern that you can play around with, playing on the E chord again, down, down, up on all 6 strings, and then 2 down strums, muted, palm muted. Down, down, up, down, 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 down. In this lesson, I show you some more guitar playing techniques for the other hand that will all join together and really elevate your rhythm playing. I'll see you next time.